Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Victoria, and today I have a message for us from dragons. Dragons. And one of these dragons is actually my personal, let's say, guardian dragon. So that's really exciting, and I'm very grateful and thankful for this message. And the funniest part is that I actually filmed this yesterday, but the audio got disrupted. So I'm refilming it today, and I feel like this is what was supposed to happen. Sometimes mistakes can happen, or these things can occur where you try to do something, it doesn't fully work out, and then you try again, and you go into it with a greater knowledge. You're more prepared, and I feel now, oh, the energy is coming through way more easily now. It's channeling through me, it's coming through my voice, I can feel it. So maybe some of you that are very sensitive can probably feel this too. But I feel like this is how it was supposed to be. This is what was supposed to happen so that something in particular could occur. So I'll try to get through some of the messages that came through yesterday and integrate them here as well. And before I even start talking about anything, I just want to announce that for 2025, one of my goals is to make more meditations, affirmations, and maybe subliminal videos where it can help and assist everyone in a kind of different way than just readings. So if any of you create music and would like to somehow collaborate or anything like that, please let me know in the comments, but also you can email me. My email is in the description. You can also message me on Instagram if you'd like. I felt like I needed to throw that out there. You never know what will happen. Anyway, we have 2 items here, and one of them is this ring, the golden ring with a stone that I would like to, if I told you I knew exactly what stone this is. It could be a carnelian. I don't know. That's coming through to me, but I don't know if it is. Anyway, I think the stone came through a stone. Interesting. Yes, the stone in particular that's important, and the gold is kind of strengthening it. That's what's coming through now, and it's interesting because I'm learning about this now too. But I took this when I went to the Isle of Wight, and I was working with ley lines, the lines of the earth, and the energy lines, and I was basically connecting some that were disconnected in the past. And by doing that, this stone itself grabbed some of that energy. I don't know why grabbed is the word coming through, but it basically holds in itself now a lot of strong energy. And there are several reasons I think they wanted me to put this one out here. Part of it is to experience the energy, I guess, but part of it is to show you that this might be the year that you might be called to do things like this. You might be called to get out there to certain places on the planet and work with the ley lines, work with some kind of dragon lines, which is something I heard about recently, and I don't know anything about it. So if you know anything about dragon lines or think you do, please let me know in the comments. We're learning here together, growing together, helping the planet together, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and I love you all. But yes, it is interesting. It is an interesting thing to do, to have to go out there and try to work with the energies, try to basically untangle some tangles that were created by accident or not. But it is something that you might feel called to do, and some of you might be called to work more with some kind of stones as well, to bring them to particular places and harness the energy. Oh yes, harness is the right word, really, not just grab. Harness the energy of that place and take it to another place so they can merge together. Another thing that they asked me to put here, actually I had to build this before starting the video yesterday. And this is a nanoblocks tepig that I built, I guess. Easy. But it is a Pokemon that is a fire Pokemon, and it is a pig. So fire and pig. One thing that I felt was coming through yesterday was if anyone is still suffering with any kind of gluttony issues, that will completely be eviscerated from you, set on fire, burned through. It will just have to go. It really is time to let that go and to completely remove it from you, from your ego, because any kind of issues with gluttony can be very, very severe. I think they impact us a lot. So know that if you feel like you've suffered with some kind of gluttony, it's time soon. The universe will help you work through this in one way or another. And another thing is just fire overall. Dragons, fire, sacred fire, using fire in some kind of way, maybe in rituals or in meditations as well. Some of you might feel called to do that. This is some kind of sign for you. Everybody is gonna feel called in a different way. Also, the stone is red too, and kind of gives the vibe of fire here too. So a lot of fire, dragons, fire, and let's see. of course, dragon's breath, and we have the dragon breathing fire. So I didn't even mention what these cards are. These are not tarot or oracle cards. These are this is from a card game called Unstable Unicorns. If any of you like tabletop or card games, you might have heard of it. It's a really fun and cute game. And my boyfriend and I connected a lot with these cards, and we were able to get really great readings from them. So I felt like, oh, I need to use these. And it really felt like this is the expansion pack with dragons. So I felt like I needed to use it now here in this dragon video. Well, they asked me to use it. And interesting, yes. I will also mention if any of the cards came through in the previous reading that I did and scrapped, I guess. But this one was not coming through. And it's funny that this card popped out right when I was talking about the fire. So again, the fire is very important. And let's not think about fire as just red fire. You know, here we're seeing a blue flame. So there's different kind of flames. Kind of like the blue flame. Something is coming through about a blue flame. If you feel this is a sign for you, then it is a sign for you again. But something about a blue flame and using that blue flame to remove certain things. I think different color flames can remove different kind of things. I'm not sure if it's all related to only colors or there's something more about it, but I feel that we will be learning more about that soon, especially some of us. Not everybody here who is watching this is going to be learning too much about it, but some particular people are going to really get into something about colors or working with something kind of certain flames. Like the violet flame as well. They all have different use cases, and I feel that humans don't yet know to the full extent how they can be used. So now we're going to start getting taught more how to use them, how to use these sacred flames. I don't know how else to call them. It's not even actually using fire. I do think that some of them can be, and again, dragons fire. Sacrifice or destroy an upgrade card or downgrade card. I was going to say that I feel that using actual fire in the physical can amplify the power of the flame that you're calling to yourself to clear whatever you want to clear. And this definitely confirmed it for me. So we have here Destroy a Unicorn card. So you can completely remove, maybe the blue flame is something about removing like particular things, like a person, if you want to remove a person from your life. And you're finding it hard to detach from them. Maybe calling on the blue flame would be very helpful to you. And removing yourself from a tricky situation, from a job, from anyone who is really nasty there, and you're finding a hard time to get rid of this person, that the blue flame can also help with that. Here we have just the normal kind of fire looking fire. and sacrifice or destroy an upgrade or downgrade card. This can remove basically anything that is bringing you down in some way. It's like the downgrade card is something that's like a bane. Yeah, a bane, right? Boon is the positive one, bane is the negative one. Ooh, English. So it can remove anything that's even positive things. It can remove, obviously, since it can remove upgrades and downgrades. But specifically, I feel that it can remove something that was coming through yesterday to explain downgrades is like a loan. So if you have a loan, you can call on and use fire in some kind of way, in some kind of ritual. And I strongly feel that everyone will have their own way of using these flames. That's very important. That's coming through. Everyone will have their own way of using these. So the way that I might use them might be completely different from your way. So please try to find your own way of using these flames and connecting with fire itself, the element. So using fire in some kind of way, I guess normal looking fire, and just dragons fire. Maybe calling on dragons and asking them to remove this from your life, like a loan. Because it's basically the energy what you have when you have a loan. It's like having a downgrade card. I don't know if there's any downgrade cards I can show you here. So we have this Dragon's Misfortune. If this card is in your stable, or your stable is basically where you collect unicorns. On your turn, shuffle a card from your hand into the deck. So you basically have to discard a card. You remove one of your cards. So it's like limiting you in a certain type of way and helping you lose. And these downgrades that we have in real life, like a loan, are limiting us and are also giving us like a minus on our energy because we are connected to that. And we need Dragon's Fire to burn through that connection. We need a strong, powerful fire to burn through that connection because it's a very, let's say, stable and hard to destroy one, especially a big loan, for example, or any kind of other thing that's somehow limiting you. I'm sure you all think about at least one thing that you have like this. Oh, okay, this card flew. Wow. Nay, foul beast. This card came through yesterday, in a bit of a different order, of course. And this is basically a card that you play when you want to stop another player from playing a card. Anything they can play, you can stop it with this card. So I feel that with the power of Dragon's Fire and the help of dragons, you can stop people from taking advantage of you, stop negative energies and entities from taking advantage of you, from stealing your energy. Anything that is happening to you, again, it's like a loan, having a loan. Maybe you don't even have to completely remove the loan, but at least asking the dragons to help you somehow negate the connection or weaken it so that that thing can't take as much energy and power from you and can't lower your frequency more. And that is just very interesting. And I keep feeling like this loan thing is a very good way to explain it. We could talk about it with gluttony as well, where I was mentioning with the pig. I don't know why pig gluttony. That's just in my mind for some reason. That's how I connected it. But being a gluttonous person, and if you eat a lot and overeat constantly, that is something that is bringing your frequency down in a certain way. You are bringing your frequency down because you are overeating. You're making your body less able to move as well. Or if you like to buy a lot of stuff and not throw or sell anything or give it away, and if you're just keeping the stuff, or if you're gluttonous about money and just keeping a lot of money in your bank account and not doing anything with it, that's also gluttonous. And keeping a lot of that, taking a lot, is something that's like a downgrade to you. And you don't have to completely, instantly remove it. It would be nice if you do. But you can ask the dragons to help assist you to not allow this. So if you're this is you, and this is this thing that you're connected to that's taking some of your energy and lowering your frequency, the connection, they may not completely break it instantly. It might take a while to break through it, depending on how strong it is, how powerful you yourself, and you changing your beliefs, how powerful you are at changing your beliefs, how good you are at that, to completely remove it. They will lessen the effect of it. Took a lot of time to explain that simple thing, but I really feel like it's a time when we can really say no. And something that was coming through in the video that I filmed yesterday was the let's stop shuffling and explain this. So the two sides, the broken mirror or the reflection, something is like an opposite to you. So you see one thing and you're another thing. And maybe at some point you were this one thing or like this thing. But now you're not, because you decided that you don't want to be that anymore. You don't like that. A lot of times when this happens, we tend to judge people who exhibit the same thing, the same traits as this here. So something that's important right now is to let go, is to forgive, and it's to stop judging. That's the most important thing. Stop judging that thing. Just accept that it was there for you to learn what you don't want to be. I'll give you an example with myself, because examples help people understand the most. So I now am vegan, plus gluten-free, plus other things. But in the past, obviously, I was raised to eat meat. And I used to also eat a lot of junk food. That is the biggest part here. And now I don't do that anymore. But when I see people doing that, I find myself a lot of times judging them. And part of it is that I used to do that. So I'm judging my past self. And I'm thinking, oh, how can they do that? Just because I don't do that anymore, don't think that that's not good anymore. I'm thinking, oh, why do they do that? And I'm judging them for that sometimes. And that is creating a negative vortex. That's what they're telling me now. It's creating like a negative vortex, and it's helping us spiral down deeper and deeper into a negative mindset. And what I guess I would need to do now is accept that I tried having that diet of junk food and bad stuff, and that wasn't for me. I went through it. I enjoyed it at a time, and now I don't enjoy it. I found that it's not for me. So I found what is me, and I found what is not me. And now the important part is to not judge what is not me, to let it exist, because there's going to be other people that want to experience that. There's going to be other people that want to learn with that. It's the same with friends, bad friends, or relationships, narcissistic friends or relationships. You might have been in one and gotten out of it, and now see your friends going through that, and you might think, oh, how can they do that? You can clearly see, why do they stay in this awful abusive relationship? It's because they have something to learn there. So it's important not to judge them and to allow them to go through whatever they need to go through, and to let them express what they want to express, because clearly that's what they want to express right now. It might not be what's best for them in our opinion, but we don't know what's best for them. We only know kind of sometimes what's best for us. So I think that's very important. Still coming through very strongly even now. Realize what is you, what's not you, and stop judging what's not you. And definitely please do not judge what is you, because then you're spiraling even more. We have another dragon's breath. Destruction. This one is coming through a lot for destruction. I feel this kind of destruction, but not particularly a negative one. I feel like I need to draw more cards to understand why it's coming through again. And maybe they're also trying to explain that to help you go through this, you can use dragon's breath. You can use dragon fire. Let's bring this one out. There were two. Dragon cosplay unicorn. It's not a costume, it's a way of life. So you can pretend yourself that you're a dragon, and just imagine burning through this, whatever this is that you want to remove from yourself. You can imagine yourself as a dragon breathing fire, and imagine just burning through these negative beliefs, burning through this judgment, for example. So I guess I would imagine burning through my judgment of other people who choose unhealthy foods, I guess. And get through it, because the less we judge, the more we can be compassionate, the better our lives will be, but the better the whole will be. Because us judging is just a sign that there's something within ourselves that we're not comfortable with, that we're not fully there with. So we each have to find our own thing, and none of us are perfect. Everybody is gonna have something. We're always gonna have something. We're human. And yeah. Ooh, yes, friendly dragoncorn. We're going into some more cards that came through in the previous reading as well. This one came through and it says, when this card enters your stable, each player must draw a card. So this is a very nice card for everybody. For you, it's nice, but also for your opponents. And it's a friendly dragoncorn. I mean, what else? What else do you want? We are here to bring through this kind of energy, a friendly energy and light energy, a positive energy, and we can't do that if we are judging. We can't do that if we are judging ourselves or others, and if we're not okay with ourselves. We need to get through all of this, burn through all of this, burn through all of these connections as well that are sucking our energy in some kind of negative way, so that we can really be the best that we can be. And this bubbly self, this beautiful self, this light self that helps others. Even if you had a toxic friend and, you might not fully trust them anymore or ever, it doesn't mean you can't help them out if they really need help. That's the point of it, to be able to forgive, to be able to have compassion and love for everybody. It doesn't mean you have to constantly be with that person again. You have to have your own personal boundaries, but be nice to them, be good to them. Don't respond in a negative way like you may have in the past. And don't respond to yourself in a negative way either, because everybody is drawing a card, you and others. So this is positive for everyone. And that's the part of this card, I feel that some people who aren't fully confident in themselves and fully confident in the place that they occupy, whatever they're supposed to do here, if they don't know exactly what they came here to do, if they aren't in their full confidence because they don't know what they came here to do, they don't know their purpose in life, they're not going to be able to play this card, because they're scared. They're scared to give others cards because they're scared of what the other people might gain. And by others gaining, they think they're going to lose out. But the point here is that you also gain. And when you are in your center and you know what you came here to do and you know what exactly is supposed to happen, you're willing to give others, help too. You're willing to assist everybody so that everybody can win. Because you know that the game is not about just one person winning. It's about all of us winning. And I think that's very important to notice what people as well are willing to give to others without expecting anything else, without being scared that anybody is going to get in front of anybody else. Another Dragon's Fire turned around for a second. Oh, another card that came through yesterday as well. Unicorn with a dragon tattoo. At least it's not a lower back tattoo. For whoever has watched that movie, Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, is that what it's called? Something like that. This might be some kind of message for you to try to relate something from that movie to your current situation. Personally, I have not watched that movie, so I can't speak on it. But one thing I can say, I need to drink some water before. One thing I can say is stay hydrated, everybody. Is that this is kind of an integration of your past. You don't have to keep the people that have harmed you in a way with you all the time. Just like you don't have to keep the people that helped you grow positively or negatively. You don't have to keep your allies or your enemies with you all the time, because we're switching people all the time with us. We're not constantly going to stay with the same people. People are always going to be shifting and changing. And you don't have to keep any of them with you. You don't have to grieve the loss of someone or something. All you have to do is keep it in your heart. Know that it's still within you. So for those who grieve lost loved ones, know that they are still with you there. They have created your current self. And even the toxic old friends and relationships and whatever bad things have happened to you, they're still there with you. They helped create the current you. And if you aren't happy with the current you, it would make sense if you hate them still. But if you are happy with who you are and you feel that you became stronger, then honor them and thank them for that. Thank the bad ones, the good ones, everybody, because they helped you get to where you are right now. You might have like a really bad parent, but if you didn't have that parent doing the things that they did, how would you have become who you are now? How would you have gone through the things that you went through? You wouldn't have. If you had a really good parent instead of that one, then your life and you yourself would be completely different. You would have had completely different experiences, most likely. And that's just not what was supposed to happen for you. It was supposed to be this way, so you can be stronger, you can be powerful like this, and integrate both the kind of light and the dark aspects of yourself. It's funny because a few of the cards fell on the floor, and again we have the dragon's breath, so a third dragon's breath god reminding us, breathe fire like a dragon. I don't know why that's coming through. But use fire and understand how powerful you are because of the experiences that you went through, and understand how powerful it is to combine light and darkness, because here we're like a reflection of a very, like a broken mirror of our true selves. So it's natural for us to have light and dark aspects, and we can use all of those in our advantage. So use that. Figure out which is which for you, and use it in the best way for you and for the planet, for everybody. Because again, like the friendly dragon corn, we're not just trying to help ourselves. We're not just trying to help our friends. We're helping everybody. And let's hope that we can get one last card here from the dragons to see how we can end this off. Ooh, we have a downgrade card actually. Dragon's Misfortune. If this card is in your stable at the beginning of your turn, shuffle a card from your hand into the deck. You know what? This is technically a bad card. But what if you have a card in your hand? So let's say one of these cards. And we don't really like them. We can just put them away. So you can turn something bad into something good. So the limit of cards that you can have in your hand in this game is 7. If you have more than 7 at the end of your turn, you need to discard some of them. Because you can't have more than 7. What if you have 8 or more? Then this is helping you. This is helping you remove something that you don't want. So I think there's going to be things that we don't want to remove. People we might not want to let go of. Things we don't want to, let go of. But the universe will help you let go of what you need to let go of. If you like it or not. So turn whatever this is into a positive and work with it. Turn whatever downgrade you have into some kind of positive if you can. If you can turn this into a positive, you can turn anything into a positive. Going back to the gluttony, you can somehow use that. Going back to the loans, somehow use that energy. Somehow work with the energy, understand it, and know how to use it to your advantage. There are ways. There are so many ways out there. It's coming through very strongly. You just need to be creative. You just need to think outside the box because everybody is thinking so inside the box and everybody is so stuck in these beliefs that have been keeping us for thousands of years, like pretty much slaves. No more. No more. No more. Think outside the box. You're allowed to do that. Educate yourself on things, Use your imagination. Call on the dragons for help. The dragons are powerful and so are you. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful, useful, whatever. I love you all. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about it. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And have the most amazing day, everyone. Love you. Bye.